Hello, AJ76 Ian here, and this is AOR Christmas Cup on the PlayStation 4, Tier 2, Round 3 at Monza, driving the 2002 Ferrari that was driven by Schumacher and Barrichello. As you can see, I missed recording the start, unfortunately. Started 7th, found myself in 9th, but run very wide into a scarry chicane, lose 2 places, so I'm down to 11th. A fun car this one, but quite tricky. We run a low downforce setup on this car, so there's not a lot of downforce when we go through the corners. You've got to be careful not to outbrake yourself. So we're sat in 11th place. There's 14 drivers have taken part in round 3. Lap 2, we're still in 11th, but we've got Webster Davis ahead of us, and he runs wide out of Ascari, and we take a place back up to 10th. Now moving on to the start of lap 11, and JR Gamers DE, who's a very quick driver, has gotten our slipstream. We move to the inside, but I think it's going to be an easy pass for him. He goes round the outside, outbrakes us, and we're back down to 11th. And we've got behind us McQuiz, who's in our league, second in the championship in F8, right through our gearbox, through Curva Grande, and we decide whether we're going to go to the inside. We decide to go in the middle of the track, and he just outbrakes himself and knocks us a little bit. We run wide, thankfully no great harm done, but he's now under pressure from 13th place driver behind. Moving forward to the mid part of lap 6, and we're catching Mr. Robin, and behind us we've got Webster Davis again, who's very close to us. He's got in our slipstream as we go under the old banking here at Monza. He's on the outside. It's going to be a braking battle, and he gives us plenty of room. We give him room. Good move for him, and we're back down to 12th now. And we're coming down now to Parabolica, and Webster Davis has caught Mr. Robin, and we're hoping that these two will perhaps hold each other up, have their line compromised. That's exactly what happens. Webster Davis touches the grass on the inside, his exit's compromised, but as you can see, we're in his slipstream. There's no DRS, remember, in 2002, but we think we must be running probably higher wings than him, because we're not really catching him even in the slipstream as we come down to the first chicane. So lap 7, we're looking at the battle between Webster Davis in 10th and Mr. Robin in 9th. We're still sat in 11th, but McQuiz is very close behind us again. He's caught us for a second time. He's in 12th place, and we're going to watch these two go into Parabolica side by side. There is enough room theoretically to get round there side by side, but Mr. Robin holds it well on the inside, and the two are going to go for a drag race down the main straight here. McQuiz is probably going to be getting into our slipstream shortly. No, he's a little bit too far behind, and I think Mr. Robin has been overtaken. Yes, he has. Webster Davis brakes a little bit late, locks up, but makes the corner, and we join that battle ourselves. So through Curva Grande, we're just trying to get into Mr. Robin's slipstream. We're conscious that McQuiz is very close to us. We know he's quite late on the brakes into this second chicane, and he taps us again. Not as bad as the first one. We survive, and now we're going through the two fast right-hander Lesmos corners. We are definitely catching Mr. Robin. Webster Davis is making hay out in front in 9th place, so he's pulling away from us. Now, can we get into the slipstream here? We're not particularly quick down the straight relative to our position at the moment, I have to say. And yellow flags, what's happened here? And I believe Randy Thompson, the winner of the first 2 races in this Christmas Cup, has gone off, and he's rejoined in 9th place. We didn't see exactly how that started, whether he's got damage. We'll have to wait and see whether he has to come into the pits or not, but this could be another position for us. What's going to happen? Mr. Robin goes, follows him. No, Randy Thompson comes into the pits. So we're up to 10th place. We've got an excellent exit here. We're in the slipstream. We probably pull out a little bit too early. A little bit of lag on the left-hand side with Mr. Robin. Now it's a braking test between us. And Mr. Robin does a very good job on the brakes, better than us. And he lives to fight another day. So end of lap 9, and we've held our position close to Mr. Robin, and we're just trying to get the cleanest, smoothest exit here to apply the power without too much wheel spin. And we've got an excellent exit. We've already pulled alongside Mr. Robin, and we're going to be ahead of him by the time we get to the pit exit about here. we're going to retake our line on the left hand side, and it's just a case of not outbraking ourselves into this tricky first chicane. So moving on to the last lap. So the rest of the race was me managing the gap to Mr. Robin. He was pretty close to us early on, and then he dropped a few seconds back, but we're pretty pleased actually from 13 drivers that finished to finish in 7th place. So the podium, first place was IIDK, the British driver. In second was JR Gamers DE, the German driver, and from Sweden in 3rd place was Henrik, also known as Nesrin92. So there's the final standings, with the second slowest driver actually, based on the best lap that we did. But again, we kept our nose fairly clean and were rewarded with a good 7th place. The next race will be on Saturday in the 2008 McLaren, and that will be in Brazil.